and welcome to Friel Towers, coming to you live from Fox's Marina. We are joined by Nik Gray of Action Business Coach today. Yesterday I decided that I was going to have a full-blown pity party on LinkedIn, just questioning what in this current climate is right to do as a business, what support can we get, and knowing that we're all in it together, so you can't let this negativity bring you down. Off the back of this and the power of social media, Nik is joining me today to talk about, from his view and from what he knows as an action coach advising into hundreds of businesses, how we can help ourselves throughout this turbulent time. Hi Nik.
Hi Claire.
Hi, how are you?
We're quite close. But,
I know, we have washed our hands.
This is purely for the benefit of business owners everywhere.
So I think the key thing for me is not knowing where to turn, and off the back of Nik's introduction to me yesterday, Nik sent me an email which was more help than I think I've had in the past few weeks since this has been developing, and also through my network I've spoken to other people who didn't know some of the key points that he'd included. So Nik, would you like to kind of go through those points that you sent over? And
Well, a bit of background. I mean, I'm part of a global organisation which is Action Coach. It's a franchise of my business, but the benefit about that is there's 250 coaches in the UK. And so the last few days we've been spending a lot of time on webinars and together communicating, sharing as a community to really get as much information out as we can to local businesses, useful information. And some of the information was to do with what the government's offering for tax breaks. I think one key thing is to, if you've got a tax bill coming, don't pay it. I know that sounds a bit bizarre, but don't pay it right now. At least phone the tax office, HMRC, an accountant, Jeremy from Accountant Jen called them yesterday, had a 5-minute phone call and saved his client £11,000 for 6 months.
Right.
So do that. There's a number of different things that we recommend in business owners do. In fact, I'm running a webinar on Friday afternoon, which is the 11 steps that business owners need to take right now to avoid the economic impact.
If you had, say we had to summarise it into 5 tips, what would your top 5 tips be for businesses during this time?
I think the communication we've covered already. Marketing, I said I'd get back onto it if I didn't forget.
I forgot though.
So marketing, it's more important than ever to be marketing our message to people right now. It will change. It won't be the same message that we've been communicating in the past. We need to adapt it to what people want. Because if you're selling widgets to people and they're not buying widgets, well, how can you amend what you do? Do they need to have widgets that are delivered to home now? Or what is it we need to do to adapt? So our marketing message needs to change, but it's more important than ever. I think a good analogy I saw, so if you imagine your market as a pie chart, that's my pie chart, you can imagine it. If your chunk of the market is 10%, as the market contracts, you've still got 10%, but if you can market and expand your reach bigger and get that to 20%, other businesses aren't going to be doing that. Not everyone's going to be doing that. As the market expands when we go back into spring and summer again, then your 20% is going to be even more bigger. Even more bigger? Even bigger.
Even more bigger.
Even more bigger. Marketing is really important. So we're saying communication, marketing. Yes, you're going to need to do some cost cutting and just paying for the essentials, things like purchases of assets and things like that, which you might have had planned for the near future. Put them off for the time being. Stick with what you've got. Essentials like marketing is not something you should be cutting back on, though. Staff cutbacks. Some businesses are going to have to lay people off. Probably, hopefully not, and just think outside the box. What else can you do to avoid that? Can we work less hours? Can we do combined working? What can we do as a company together, from the top down, to share the burden? In previous recessions, companies some business owners have said that. I'm going to take a pay cut, who else is with me? And together they've agreed and they've survived, and some have managed to keep hold of all their staff. But some people will go. If you do need to do that, natural attrition first, you know, see if you can let go of the people who want to go first. And if you're going to have to do it all in one go, because it's not a nice thing, so it's going to create a lot of negative feeling, understandably.
Yeah.
But as much as we can to avoid that. So cutbacks and staff changes will be available. Working from home, it's just, it's inevitable, it's coming anyway.
Yeah.
This is going to move things further forward.
I wonder whether this, what's going on at the moment will just change what the future of business looks like anyway, because the amount of times I go kind of all over the place for meetings, I'll be in Norwich in the morning, Colchester in the afternoon, maybe end up in London, and now it's making you realise that these meetings could be Skyped, and as much as I really enjoy the human interaction, actually we'll come out the other side of this, and that will have a direct impact on the environment as well.
As coaches, most of my coaching sessions are done via Skype. There's nothing you can do face to face that you can't do on Skype. But yeah, absolutely, it's coming anyway. You're absolutely right. Things won't go back to where they were. How much they change is, we'll yet to see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming to visit us after only being introduced last night.
It's okay.
I hope this has been helpful. I needed to kind of gather some advice just to know what we're doing with the business and just to almost let me know that everything's going to be okay. We are all in the same boat, and we just need to kind of carrying on as long as we can. Thank you for listening.
Can I add one more thing?
Go rogue.
I think it's just the most important thing is to be sensible and help each other.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just putting out as much as I can to businesses locally. That free webinar on Friday. I've got a Facebook page group to help business owners. Just want to give as much as we can, and I just urge everybody just to help each other. Right,
I think you've answered more questions than Boris has this week, and probably talked more sense. I now know more. So thank you everyone. Over to Flo with the weather.
Thanks so much, Claire. Coming to you live from the River Orwell. So the forecast for the next 90 days is looking relatively bleak, with cases of self-isolation on the rise and a sense of confusion about what is to come. In the past week, we've seen the winds of panic set in from communities across the country. However, we do expect these winds to calm over the next few weeks as people start taking sensible action and precautionary measures to stay safe. We do have reports of an upcoming baby boom in the next 9 months. However, there are also reports of couples in China spending too much time with each other and actually filing for divorce. I'm actually joined by Claire from the studio right now as we bring a message of hope to our audience. So on behalf of all of us here at the HQ, we would like to just say that we need to stick together in this turbulent time. We are brave, we are resilient, and most importantly, we are British.
I'm actually Irish, so I'd like to shout out to my family and friends on St Patrick's Day, while the pubs are closed, hoping you're all having a great time.
Now that is true bravery. So it's time for us all to rally together and stop buying so much bloody toilet paper. Over and out. Thank you. Yeah, have you got the details for the PR company that's handling all of the comms for coronavirus? Yeah, no, I've just had climate change call. They're quite interested in being put in touch with them. Okay, thanks.